Now Yardom goes 3 parts in to close the gate. Yardom's loaded safely. Otter Trail, bless this day. It's time for the moment of truth. 2,200 and they dispatched from the 2,200. James Jaguar came out the early leader past the 2,100 meter marker. Promise from my heart right up there in a handy position. Yardom's third on the outside. Cousin John set of fires wider out on the turf, and Key of Destiny, the Pink Silks, very wide on the outside. Bless this day is about 3 lengths off them. James Jaguar's now been eased back along the inside. Grand Emporium hold the forts further back as they go behind the 1,600. Otter Trail's 3 deep on the outside of runners. GREYS in directly behind Otter Trail, also 3 wide. Muscat Express the inside, Sharif Song. Then behind these comes Superwood, one of the back markers, and Shoes of Silver. The Vodacom Durban July field races towards the 1,300, and Cousin John opens up by 3 lengths to the good. Yardom's beautifully placed in second. Set of Fires racing away in third. Grand Emporium, the Green Silks on the outside. Promise from my heart, she's back at the fence. The White Silks about 8 lengths off them. Then we find James Jaguar. He's scraping paint along the inside, 9 lengths off them. Key of Destiny and hold the fort further back. Otter Trail, he's got about 10, 11 lengths to make up. Muscat Express and Lachambe. GREYS in further back. Yellow Sleeves and Cap about 10, 11 lengths off them. Monet's further back. Shoes of Silver, one of the back markers with red badge. 600 metres to go in the Vodacom Durban July. Cousin John the inside. Yardom. Grand Emporium's looping them on the outside. And Grand Emporium strikes the front at the 400, still travelling quite well. Yardom to the inside, now got about a half a length to make up. Grand Emporium the outside. Yardom now runs on, and yes, James Jaguar lengthening on the outside. James Jaguar, Yardom's in under a lot of pressure. GREYS in flying. GREYS in, swoops into the lead the last 150, and GREYS in. This day belongs to GREYS in, drawing away. Red Badge perhaps second, Superwood, Otter Trail and James Jaguar. Yardom failed to deliver the last 300. Well, GREYS in all of a sudden got thrown in the race at about the 250 meter mark. Grand Emporium moved up well on the outside, but GREYS in. And Anthony Delpech, this day belongs to them. Mike de Kock and the son of Zabil, well, thrown into the race at the 200. He turned on the heat and he comes through. Second and third's going to be close, but GREYS in, he roared away from them, and the race changed dramatically the last 300. GREYS in comes through to win, going away, and an elated rider, Anthony Delpech, they win comfortably in the Vodacom Durban July. I thought maybe Red Badge second, just ahead of Superwood, but it's touch and go. Here it comes. No, Superwood second. Then Red Badge, a big run back in third. Otter Trail, James Jaguar, well, he made up the ground on the outside. Looked like he'd be a big threat, but then just didn't kick on, and Yardom just failed to fire. As we hand you back to the Teletrack studio.
Anthony returns to the winner's circle. The big moments. The champion jockey of last year. He's been away in Hong Kong with the world's best riders in one of the big racing centres, and he's come back to capture South Africa's biggest race, the Vodacom Durban July. Doesn't Mike de Kock know how to win a big race? Here he returns, GREYS in, Anthony Delpech, successful, coming back into town, stealing one of the big races, one of the world's very good riders. He's been so dominant here for a long time, and well, although Yardarm has missed, it's still been a pretty big moment for this horse, guys.
Indeed, they're winning the 2 legs of the season's Pumela SA Triple Crown. Well, GREYS in, no stranger to you, Kevin. I mean, you've ridden this horse.
Yeah, I won the Classic on him, and I won him the first time out in the 1200. Absolute great result. I'm just so happy a 3-year-old won it, because I thought they were good enough. This horse has proved it, and I'm just very happy for Mark. Like David says, doesn't Mike de Kock know how to train a big race? And yeah, he proved it again. First and fourth, great result.
Well, I mean, I've got to compliment you as well. Paul, you called it right from the beginning, saying that there was no chance indeed for Yardarm.
I couldn't have Yardarm, you know, and I said it, it's very hard to stand up and knock a champion. He'd never won here before. He's a great horse, we have no doubt. But the race is concertinaed. It's a concertinaed handicap. And I've got to thank Arrow website. I went on their website and I went right back post-war. Every horse who carried a top weight, it's a tough call.
All right, so just a quick one with the unofficial results, Paul.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the unofficial result. Number 1, GREYS in, Anthony Delpech for Michael de Kock. And as they say, he knows how to win the big ones. Wonderful for those silks. They are Mrs. Oppenheimer's silks, a great patron of the game. Well, Yardarm might have run second, but a stablemate super with the Derby winner with Robbie Hill has run second, a cracking good race. Red Badge did it last year, running third, has come back to form for Stan Ellie and Glenn Hatt to run third. And fourth, another very good 3-year-old who's never missed the money. It's Otter's Trail.
Well, just the reaction there from Anthony right at the end. And we were talking early on, and just to describe and explaining to the viewers about the number 10 as well, and also the South African flag that is there. And obviously from that particular angle, Kevin, once again, 10 years of democracy, horse number 10 winning. I mean, you couldn't get a better story.
Brilliant. It just makes it so good. I mean, we got the big soccer coming up as well in a couple of years' time. It's just great to watch this. It's unbelievable. I know it's going through him. He's won the race before, so he knows what it's all about. But it's not the money anymore now. It's the prestige. These guys, they want to win the big races. These are the big ones, and you enjoy the moment. He's got
right at the end.
Yes, very, very, very good ride, Anthony Delpech, because I saw Brett Smith got up there in Grand Emporium. Striker looked to get out. Jeffrey Lloyd and Promise from My Heart. James Jagger, all the last part of the hill, they're all trying to get involved. Anthony hadn't panicked. And for a stride or two, when Grand Emporium went with Yardarm, I knew the writing was on the wall.
I mean, there was a moment as well. I had Red Badge sort of also poking his nose right at the front there. I thought, well, it's going to be a total different change to what the favorite was going to be at the beginning of the race, but then in the end, I mean, a great race for Anthony coming through, but equally so for Red Badge, even if at the end he didn't come first, but had a magnificent race.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. There's Michael de Kock in picture. What a racehorse trainer this man is. He does it all the time, he does it everywhere. When Kevin won this race 2 years ago in Epitombi, it was for Michael de Kock, and he's bounced back with 2 placings. There's talk on the ground that, Robert, this horse could be racing overseas soon. Is that right, Kevin?
Yeah, this from what I've heard of, there's big things for this horse, and there's Mrs. Oppenheimer too. What great! This is one of my interviews. I said the sight to see Mrs. Oppenheimer leading in another July winner would be absolutely amazing. She's won it before with Spanish Galliard, and many years ago they've won it before with, I think, Spade Bridge. So it goes back a long time.
I mean, people spoke about pace, power, and terrific finishing from this particular horse, Kevin, and I think we clearly saw all of those elements come through today.
He's got it, this horse. We work him in the morning, we thump the work into him, and he can't blow out a candle. You just cannot get him to blow, so he's got everything. He's got the credit. He's going to win a very big race overseas. I don't know if Hong Kong or Australia, I don't know where they're going to go, but I know Mark's got very big things planned for this horse. The Queen Elizabeth in Hong Kong, I think, is the right race.
Yeah, I think we're going to see him overseas with as high as merit rating as Yardarm, and I wouldn't take it away from Yardarm. As I said before the race, things didn't suit him today.
I mean, look at it from a tactical approach. He was the favourite coming into this race. Where do you think it went wrong, and at what stage?
I thought he was a little bit handy for a horse with 58 kilos, and the horse, the pacemaker, looked like it started falling back on him. It looked like he ran out of steam, and he had to take it up early, and Brett Smith went with him as well. He wasn't letting him get away. There was 8 kilos difference. He thought, I'm going to go with him, and just had a word when Brett went past. He thought it was a touch too far. So they made yard arm work, and I think that's where it could have cost him. And Anthony and these guys that have ridden in big races before, just the tactic was just to sit and wait, and I think this is what won this horse's race.
All right, well, the winner, Anthony Delpech, is standing by with Ravon.
Welcome to the winner's circle after the running of the 2004 Vodacom Durban July. Anthony, you've done it before, but there's nothing like winning the big one.
No, it's nothing like winning it. You know, once I've done it before, obviously I'm more relaxed today. I came to the race very cool and collective. But I knew how good this horse was. I galloped him and I worked him in the morning, and Waichon gave me a bit more confidence. He says the best this horse is felt. And Michael, you know what he does when it comes to the big race. He's #1 trainer for nothing, you know. He's a champion himself. But this is the best horse I've ridden in my career.
Absolutely. It wasn't a trouble-free passage, though.
No, I didn't want to be so far back, but they went very quick early on, and going through about the 600, I weaved my way through an inside, and I got a lovely run. And 300 to go, and I looked at my position, and I had it full of running, and I knew I had the race won there.
Especially once you went past yard arm, that's when you probably knew this is where I've got it.
Yeah, I was even a length behind him. I was full of horses, and I could see he was a bit under pressure already. This is a fantastic horse. I think we'll hear much more about him.
Well done, Anthony.
Thank you very much.
Well, very confident riding indeed. The comments coming through there from Anthony Delpech. And just your reaction from what he said, Kevin?
Yeah, he read the race very well. It looked like they went a good gallop. They had a pacemaker in the race, and he gave it a chance. He also come from a bad draw, and like he said, he was a length behind yard arm with 58 and 50 kilos. You know you're going to turn it around, and this horse, he turned it around. He's special. He's going places.
I mean, it's not every day you see that confident ending to a race, standing up, cheering what he's done.
Because he won by so far. You know, he really slaughtered them. Where Kevin said when he came there, a 3-year-old's going to win it this year. I also thought the 3-year-old would win it, but he slaughtered them. And the only horse probably finishing as well as him would be the stablemate. Otter Trail was really eating up the dirt for 4th.
But I know Kevin mentioned earlier on the joy for Mrs. Oppenheimer, and Ravon standing by there, chatting to her, getting her reaction to the victory.
Well, she's known as the First Lady of South African racing. Mrs. Oppenheimer, there's nothing like winning the Vodacom Durban July.
Oh, no, nothing. But it's so thrilling to think. Do you realise Principal Boy was the same draw, the same everything as GREYS in today?
Yes.
Wasn't that extraordinary?
Absolutely.
I thought it was an omen. And it was.
And the number 10 saddlecloth with the South African flag.
Everything.
You've won this on a number of occasions before, but it gets
like
better
this.
and better all the time.
This is a wonderful horse.
Congratulations.
And I thought Anthony rode a superb race, didn't you?
Absolutely. Congratulations, Mrs. Oppenheimer.
Thank you very much. I'm losing my hat. I'm going to cry and all sorts of things.
All right, just moving away before the tears come down there, but a wonderful reaction, wonderful response there. And a great victory indeed. She emphasized that Anthony riding a fantastic race right throughout, very confident indeed right up until the end. We'll take a quick break though at some particular point, but we're not going to take a break right now as the media come through, and I think just the exhilaration coming forward from their particular side, Paula, and I think they're going to just sap into the excitement and try and plan ahead now for the horse as they look into the international field.
Yes, some racing scribes had been saying that this horse and Otter Trail and a few others are really going to go on to be great for you. I think Graham Hawkins made the comment, Matthew Lips, respected people in the industry said in time this horse and Otter Trail, and they were 100% right. These two have come through, and I was flabbergasted in the manner he won at this track. Kevin was telling people during the week that he'd been doing short, sharp work, and this is a great performance.
All right,
prepare them for the big races. And Michael, David Raphael is part of our commentary team, and he was full of praise for the way GREYS was turned out and the way he came through with flying colours.
Yeah, thanks. It's a compliment from him. Yeah, he was prepped especially for this race. He needed his last run. Yeah, I wasn't worried about the course at all. You know, we had to give him a bit of a break after the Derby, and I knew that he'd turn the positions around with the other 3-year-olds. And you know, it's just really nice for Mrs. O in her latter years. To have a July winner that she bred. He's got an impeccable pedigree, And I thought it was a masterful ride from Anthony, I must be honest.
Right, before we look at the winner itself in more detail, one of the disappointments this morning was the fact that you had to scratch Wolf Whistle.
Yes, I mean, he was a horse not without a chance. He was very well weighted, but we've been battling since last week, Thursday, with a bruised foot, and eventually just got worse and worse. He's been such an honest citizen, we didn't want to hurt him anymore.
And GREYS in coming into the race, looked the picture. Anthony, I thought, gave him a peach of a ride with all the traffic problems you also encountered.
Yeah, it worked out quite well for us. He took the inside option, which with hindsight was just the right thing to do. You know, what can I say? A masterful ride, and I'm happy my other horse ran a cracker too, Otter Trail.
Well done, Michael.
Thank you very much.
Well, I think from a tactical approach there, good indeed from Mike de Kock. I mean, he's been heralded. What makes him so special, Kevin?
He's got this. He's got this thing about this. I don't know. It's everybody asks me the same question. He puts a lot of work into his horses. He gets them sound. He gets them fit.
I think even the record ahead, before this particular main race, coming in with 7 runs, indeed 4 wins and 2 placings, and accumulating just close on R1 million. And I think wonderful, wonderful record indeed coming through there from the victorious.
And Vodacom's official spokesperson, the Vodacom Durban July sash has now been presented to the winning owner. Ecstatic trainer Mike de Kock now comes forward to receive his Vodacom Durban July sash. So well done to Mike de Kock, big race trainer. And a brilliant ride by jockey Anthony Delpech. The top class ride from Anthony Delpech. And what would a great horse be without a caring groom, Eric Paksa, to collect his memento. So well done to Eric Paksa, the winning groom. Jaime Maisel, chairman of the Thoroughbred Breeders Association of South Africa, will now step forward to present a memento to the breeder of the winning horse. And the breeder, Mrs. Oppenheimer. So let's put our hands together. Let's give it up for the champion, GREYS. So congratulations to all the connections of GREYS, Mike de Kock, Anthony Delpech and Mrs. Oppenheimer, the 2004 Vodacom Durban July winner.